Greetings, pilot. This talking guide is for new players, giving them starter information and tips and tricks. First and foremost, you are greeted with what we call drifters at the tutorial. Now these AI are quite squishy, but only in the tutorial. Outside of that, they are very fierce. They inflict omni damage, which means everything. So you cannot build against them in a strong manner. You will see them in high sec wandering around New Eden. They are marked red, but no, they are not aggressive unless they are attacked. I suggest not attacking one unless you are in a really good cruiser or battle cruiser class vessel. They are naturally in wormhole space and will attack you on sight there. Skilling and picking a profession. So you should skill into the Magic 14, which are located here. Please pause the video to take a read to view them all. This is from Eve University, Wikipedia. You need all these skills. You may not need, or you may not see an early reflection of your skilling in smaller ships because your base numbers are low. But when you move up to bigger ships, this gives you more, as the base values are much bigger, and of course your skills will give it a nice boost there. Next thing is professions. There are a bunch, and you need to select one that fits your playstyle. Try everything, try a bit of everything, but you should make a decision and stick with it to the T2 variation. As if you keep switching professions, you will end up just wasting all that training time and not majoring in just one profession, which may cost you time in the long run. Just keep that in mind. So first off, we're going to start with mining. Mining is a sustainable way of income, as your earnings only fluctuate on what you mine and how often you do it. The market is somewhat stable for ore and materials, but do keep an eye on the market to get the most ISK out of it. As a new player, it is unwise to refine your materials at first, because you'll be losing out of all the materials due to your skills. Also make sure you check your overall yield, which is located top left of the refinery window, to see the exact percent of yield that you will get. And know that these locations are different everywhere you go. So please use that top left corner to verify each and everywhere you go. Okay. We have our own refinery located in Sheenans, that being the ore place. That refinery has a decent refinery rate, as well as the taxes go to the corp, and of course back to our players. Refining goes hand in hand with the industry as well, so you should also stockpile some ore while waiting for your refinery skills. However, remember, industry can be a very competitive market, as you are competing with all the players in the game, because almost everything on the market is made by players. The start will be rough, but you can still make your way in Eve. Just do it now, and basically you'll start learning the ins and outs of it, so you're ready for the end game stuff. And then, of course, you already know what you're doing. Hauling can be done in-house under the corporation or alliance, or through the contract system. However, this system allows you to be scammed if you aren't paying attention to what you're accepting, because you will have to pay collateral for the content, which means you upfront ISK, so that should an incident happen to their cargo, it will be paid out to the issuer of the contract. And scamming can happen by baiting you to get cargo from somewhere that is always gate capped, of course in a dangerous area, or they will suicide gank you with that cargo on board, or simply denying you access if the cargo is in a player-owned structure. Marketing can go hand in hand with hauling, such as buying low in one area and selling it high in another. And of course, you'll need a transport ship to get you where you are going. Keep an eye on what the market trends are and on what. The market changes daily, as this game is living and breathing. Anything can change the market, such as other players, wars, and game updates. Exploration. Climbing in a ship that has a probe launcher, probes, or like a data analyzer is all you actually need to do this, which you can get all relatively easily. The not so easy part is finding the loot, finding that treasure. You can have good days and bad days of looking for some good loot. The really good loot is in dangerous areas such as wormhole space, low sec, and null sec. There are sites in high sec, but it's often quickly taken from other high sec dwellers. You also need to know when to leave. Leave with what you have, set a limit for yourself, or risk losing it all to a single shot. So next is missions and PvE and just the Radar in general. The hunter of all things AI that crosses your path. This includes AI and asteroid belts, missions, and combat sites all around New Eden. If you follow your missions and gain enough standings with them, they may introduce you to another agent of higher level, or if you look at your agent finder, they may appear there as well if your standings with them are high enough. So for the missions, the level of standings that you need a 1.0 standings for level 2, 3.0 for level 3, 5.0 for level 4, and 7.0 for level 5. There's a nice bonus you get with leveling this as well. You need approximately a 6.67 rating to get tax-free refining, as well as the best broker reductions for that corporation. As you lay waste to your opponents on the grid, it would be wise to get a salvager module, salvager drone, or another pilot to follow along with you to salvage the wrecks to get a bit more ISK. As you complete these missions, you will also gain loyalty points, which are located in your wallet. You can spend this at the agent's location or at any other station that is affiliated with that agent. You can redeem special items that are exclusive for that corporation you're doing the missions or activities for. Doing missions is a great way to earn ISK, but there is also a big disadvantage. Ensure you read the missions and watch who you kill in these missions, as you may fight against other races, thus decreasing your standing with them, giving you a criminal standing whilst in their area of control. For example, if you're in Galente, you may fight against the Amar race. Should you kill enough to lower your standings below a negative 5.0 standings with the Amar race, the Amar Navy will attempt to kill you while in Amar space. And here's some additional tips for you. You can split any stack by holding left click and dragging the item to another open area in your inventory. Hold shift whilst of course still holding that left click. Hold shift and release the left click in an open area and you'll receive a prompt and you can divide the stack there. Some items have the option to split the stack, but most items you will not have this availability. Don't expect immediate results. As myself at 12 years, it took a while to get where I am to be successful. Yes, it takes a while to train your skills. Oftentimes, players will just wait till they have the skills trained for better results. Use your time waiting to grind ISK and get the experience that you really need. You'll go through a lot of trial and error in your beginning years. Try your best to cope with these errors, as our community and the gameplay here is unlike no other. And all of us here will help you in any way we can. But stick with us and push through these errors and learn from it. Next, get out of the career agent or starter areas. These areas are heavily populated and the markets may be inflated around these locations. The mining opportunities are very minimal as all the other new players are mining around there. It's best to go to the corporation's operational area for the best opportunities. Being in high sec, that being in 0.5 to 1.0 space, doesn't mean you're safe, right? There is suicide gankers that will kill unaware PvE pilots, haulers, and miners in high sec. The lower number from 1.0, the more likely suicide gankers may try to kill you, as the lower number, the slower the Concord response time is. Keep that in mind. Even when you have the minimum skills to sit in a ship, this doesn't mean you should fly it, and it doesn't mean you can fly it well. Yes, you can sit in that ship, but you may not be able to use it efficiently. Please keep this in mind when upgrading to a new class of ship. Also, ensure you are reading the bonuses and characteristics of the ship and fit the ship to what it says to be most effective. It makes no sense to put exploration modules on a combat vessel, as there's no benefits to that. You're wasting precious slots. Build ships as it reads and not how you want it to be. Be effective in one thing and don't be the jack of all trades, because it's not worth it in the long run, and the end game stuff, it will make you look like a fool when you lose that ship. So please use ships for what they are built to do. Being destroyed and dying is possible anywhere, besides while docked in a station or tethered to an upwell station. Other than that, you need to keep an eye on your local chat for criminal status players, and keep your awareness on the grid you're on to get away or prepare for the fight. Even though you die, and it was a cheeky loss, keep your head up and drive on. PvP anywhere is what the game's economy is built on. Remember that. Without suicide gankers or PvP players, this game really has no economy. Think about it. Yellow bellies, this is what I call suspect status players that are marked flashy yellow. It's going to be a white skull, yellow background, flashing at you. So these guys, they're most likely trying to bait you to attack them. Even if they are new, don't judge the book by its cover, okay? New pilots that have been in this game a few days can still be a threat, as they could be skill injected to give themselves the necessary PvP skills to kill other players who think they are an easy target. And unlike many games, there is no rules preventing people from scamming, stealing, lying. If someone does a trade with you or is willing to give you something for a really good price, and they are not affiliated with you, and the offer seems too good to be true, then do some investigating. Trust your gut. CCP welcomes this, as it's a sandbox, so they allow it. They want you to do whatever you want, and they don't want to limit you. Keep that in mind. Now that was all my tips, and that's all I got for you guys. Keep all this information in mind while you're flying through space, while you're developing yourself as a player. If you have any questions, concerns, or even have a question about which route you should take, please send a mail, direct message me, Ken Ozura in-game and on Discord. Contact me anytime. Until then, catch you guys later.